So today I want to talk about faces. I think I said I might make a video about this, and this is just kind of like a test dummy video. Um, Maybe I shouldn't say that, but we'll see what we can do. Everyone's wearing faces all the time. What I mean by faces is masks or mindsets. They all tie together beautifully as one really definition of what I'm about to explain. You wake up and your face is like you're just trying to like get up more or less. You're trying to engage the heart, the blood flow. You're trying to get yourself energized. And some days you have such a weighted surprise ahead of you, plans you made, that you just get up and you're like a freaking bunny rabbit, man. You're bouncing off the walls. At least us younger folks are. Your older people might be like really like, whoa, man. And you're feeling alive, right? This right here is tying into mood a lot, but at the same time, it ties into mindset because now you're in your house, man. You're acting crazy excited, like you're just, people like, yo, he's on drugs, yo. But no, not really. You're just so alive. But then a friend comes by, walks in the door, and you're like, huh, all crazy, and you're like, what up? Now, some people have mastered faces more, or in really reality, they don't even think of this aspect. They just allow themselves to flow out. My personality type, and I've seen a lot of people in this category, you're 2 or 3 different types of people depending on who you're with. When you're with yourself, you're your truest self. And sometimes it takes another person or a few other people to help engage a whole other level of you. For me, I'm very extroverted, so in theory, what this means is if I'm by myself, I can get really hyped up off a theory of something. Like for me, I'm like crazy towards psychology, to just science, mental health, anything along the lines of personal growth, to anything unique and cool and exciting, from sports. If you're by me, you see my eyes go, whoa, like you see me like just hyped up. And now this is more introverted because I'm by myself, but it took an outsource source to engage this. So I guess what I'm getting at is, sometimes if you're around someone, you're more alive, more hippity-doo, if you will. Like you're just really feeling it because they're helping you to do that. And it goes vice versa. And that's why communication and socializing is really healthy for everyone to do. But I've noticed this with myself a lot. I get around some people and I'm just like robot, military, like, and just so serious looking. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? And I realize it's because I'm overanalyzing. Now, what I mean by overanalyzing is I'm questioning the mindsets too much. And now, perhaps this is tying into insecurities. It could be tying into social anxiety, which ties into insecurities, ties into low self-esteem. And it ties into a lot of questionings of, do I matter in this situation? Am I seen as likable, etc.? And a lot of people, younger people especially, I feel like, especially in your early teenage years, all the way up until all these answers are fulfilled by usually other people, not yourself, because yourself is the worst judge towards yourself. So you're usually your worst critic, or sometimes it's vice versa, and you're narcissistic, and you're like, oh, I am rocking here. And you might be, but you might be rocking too much. So when we get into public situations, to friends of different friends, depending on the friendship level of acceptance, of how much you know of them, how much is acceptable, isn't acceptable, have they judged you, haven't they not, would determine how open you are, would determine this face I'm referring to, this mindset I'm referring to. The majority of us were just not caring. But then I've heard so many people like, I don't care. And then I'm like, oop, you got me really analyzing you now. Why? Because for me, this matters. Because I am very, very brutally honest with myself, but then also with other people, because, well, that's part of realness. And for me, that matters. It matters a lot to be real and genuine. A lot of people, I don't think, are super aware of what I'm referring to as mindsets or faces, just because it's something you don't really actually think about. But then the more you start studying, like for me, I started started studying a lot of psychology and stuff, you start realizing, well, wow, people have crazy levels of mindsets that they're just dodging in between all the time, 24 hours, just zoom, zoom, zoom. And I guess I've broken it down to phases and categorizing it as that, because I've realized with myself, it ties into moods, but also ties into a lot of, well, what is my go-to self? What is my natural go-to self? And for me, probably from ages 15 to, well, even currently, my mindset in public situation is be as formal as possible, be professional throughout the whole entire spectrum of professionalism. And within all this, don't really show emotion. Why? Because emotion allows someone to know too much of you. Now, what this does, though, is it sends signals to someone else as, whoa, dude, is he all right? Or is he mad? And it allows too many questions, and it really cuts off communication. And for me, for a while, I loved that, because I don't really want to socialize. I mean, that was the whole point of headphones in, I'm on task, I'm at Walmart, I'm in there 2-3 minutes, and I'm out. Why? Because I knew what I wanted, and I got it, and I'm out, you know? And I've studied a lot of military strategies, and military folks, they're always in mindset-oriented mode, always. Their mindset is stay focused, look straight ahead, until they're commanded look any other ways. That is their mindset. Look straight, don't even budge, don't even move a hair. You're just a statue. That's the mindset, right? This is beautiful because it takes so much self-discipline, tons of self-discipline, but at the same time, I think I've mastered that mindset in a lot of aspects, but then, like I said, I realized it cuts so much social potential. Now, maybe your mindset is, well, I'm just going to be a hermit, and I'm going to walk into a room and glide to the wall all the way, man. I'm going to be like glued to the wall, with the wall, and no one's going to notice me. I've been that person a lot. Just want to add to the military statement. I feel like a lot of people in the military, their mindset is trained to look straight ahead, to be very self-disciplined. But with all of us combined, mindset-oriented is, once you're given a command, you switch gears. And this is parts of mindset, as in, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you're a mechanic, if you're in the military, if you're told protocol procedures you got to follow, a certain mindset is engaged to enact this. You're following protocol down to the dot. This is trained, but on idle, on standby military, for example, which I was using, is attention, and you stay as straight as possible, and this is your mindset until commanded otherwise. And I feel like a lot of us within our actions to daily life, we're in this protocol standby mode, and we're just floating. A lot of us, we're not disciplined like military folks in the aspect of just chilling. Not really chilling, but at attention. We're just more or less on the chilling standpoint until we're called to do something. Then a certain mindset is engaged. So think of mindsets also as gears that are always constantly being turned, shifted, hundreds of gears, and these gears add upon themselves as you gain new perspectives, new knowledge, new skills. These talents and gears are added to your mind engine, if you would want to call it that way, or the system of database of faces of yourself coming forth. And I refer to myself having a teacher mindset at times, to a learner's mindset, to a scientific mindset. These are mindsets that have protocols or procedures that I follow to help me understand stuff in a organized way that allows me to make sense of the situation, or make a reality come into reality, or a dream come into reality, etc. And hopefully that's not confusing. With mindsets, I've realized if you don't question anything that you're doing and you just do it, you don't worry about mindset, because mindset isn't there. If your mindset is, I'm going to be loving, I'm going to be kind, I'm going to be polite, I'm going to be the best me possible, it allows you to just live on and enjoy the moment. For me, too much, I'm always thinking mindset oriented. Now, what does this mean? As I'm making this video, I'm thinking forward, backwards, all at once. Now, if you really understand what that's doing, that's really cutting my brain RAM, or cutting my brain processing power to really take in that moment and really soak it in. Because I'm doing so much multitasking within one moment that until I reflect back after it's all said and done, then I get to enjoy it. Until that moment, it is so much mental exhaustion that I can't enjoy it. And then a lot of people that fall into anxiety disorders of any form along the lines of that, this is what's constantly happening. You're reading the moment and then you're reflecting back all at once, to the point it is literally so overwhelming you can't comprehend what is happening, to the point your body starts shutting down because it's freaking out. It's like, I don't understand, let's run. So your run to flight fleet mechanism is engaged, meaning your heart rate bounces up, your blood's ready to run. Why? Because you're ready to fight. You're ready to just get out of there because you're freaking out, right? But now if you just walk into a situation all peace, all calm, not even caring, literally not even caring, you're gonna walk in there being the chillest guy there is. Now, maybe I shouldn't say this, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm a pretty open book. I used to be a mad stoner, meaning I used to walk into a room and that was the last thing on my mind, because I'm literally just so faded. Like, me to look forward was all I could do. I couldn't have the mindset to, well, I'm looking forward and backwards at once. But once I sobered up, my mind started doing this naturally, that I did get anxiety, and I was like, what is going on? And what was really going on is my brain's way more active sober than it was stoned. And a lot of people that do drugs, they might be aware of this. They get off a drug, and wait, I need to add this. There's a lot more other factors besides just this, but this is one key, huge one. Once you get off drugs, your brain is so much more active that you literally have to slowly enter into society again and slowly understand everything, because as you're seeing and processing everything, you're getting more information in. In the past, you're just getting glimpses of it. Why? Because legitly your brain was so faded, so high, if you will, that you couldn't comprehend everything. But now you're comprehending more data in your conscious self than you were before. So to summarize, I guess what I'm getting at is, when I was stoned, I would be a very chill person because I wouldn't ever analyze nothing besides just that current moment. I wasn't looking forward and backwards and forward and backwards all at once. And this is huge to really understand if you ever done any drugs and you're wondering, why do I have such anxiety? Why am I freaking out? When I was stoned, man, I was good. There's the answer. Psychologists don't even know this yet, in my belief, because I never ran across it. But I've really come to believe this is literally what is happening. Your mind's so dysfunctional, if you will, that you can't comprehend other processing areas. And you might disagree, you might agree, that's your choice. Science will eventually prove it out, because I'm pretty sure it's rock solid, because I've really analyzed it and tested myself. I'm like the biggest guinea pig of my own science that I know of. I test all my theories on myself for the majority of it, just so that I'm like, well, for me this is guaranteed reality. And everyone's a little different, so it might be a little different. But I know this is my case. Summarizing, with mindsets, you gotta just be yourself and not really care what other people think about you. And this is going to allow your truest self to come out. So capture who you are when you're by yourself, phases of who you are when you're by yourself. Because again, I'm really knowing this for sure. When you're with someone else, sometimes another part of you is engaged. You're more excited, more alive, because there's more energy in the room. But take these moments of pure happiness, pure just like, wow, I really just felt so alive, and enact this all the time. Because if you're questioning every single aspect of every single thing happening in your life, trust me, it is mentally exhausting, because your subconscious and your conscious mind is so active, wondering what is wrong, what is wrong. We're going to find these answers eventually. And for me, it's been years of this eventually, that I've literally lived years of depression, anxiety, and just horrible, just like, why am I trapping myself in a mindset of scientific research all the freaking time, instead of like, let's enjoy the moment, man. Hey, thank you.